Today we have a couple of interesting topics to be addressed. SEC denies Freedom of Information Act. We will be covering what it's about and how it's going to affect the cryptoverse. And which assets are going to be delisted by Uphold. Stay tuned to know. But first, we are giving away 25 XRP coins at the end of the month to one random subscriber to start on their XRP journey. All you need to do is to like the video, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on XRP in the comment section. Welcome XRP Army. Let's grow the XRP Lab community by pressing the like button and subscribe. Ripple's price is still struggling to turn the $0.964 to $1.01 supply zone into a demand barrier, while Bitcoin and Ethereum are making progress. The revival of purchasers will be indicated by a probable jump in buying pressure that drives the XRP price to a daily close of over $1.01. In this event, investors should anticipate a retest of the $1.09 resistance level. The remittance token's ascent to $1.26 could be extended if positive momentum persists. This would be a 25% increase from the current price of $1.01. If the overall structure of the market remains neutral, Ripple pricing may potentially make a run at the fair value gap, FVG, which ranges between $1.30 to $1.60. As easy as it may appear, the positive element discussed above is predicated on the market structure of the big crypto and the belief that it would not crash as it happened on September 7th. If Bitcoin falls apart and sells off, the XRP price might fall below $0.964 and approach the $0.841 support level. The bullish argument will be invalidated if this barrier is breached, triggering a further decline. This is a Flare update, in which they tweeted, "The exchanges have 4 options when it comes to the Songbird distribution. 1 is to distribute it, 2 is to burn and which is observable on-chain, 3 hold with a view to potentially distributing it later, and 4 keep it for themselves." We've asked them to clearly articulate their plans. Ask them for clarity. So they're urging us to connect with the exchanges where you know people should be engaged and ask them to specify which of those options they'll take. Clinton Donnelly tweeted, "As early as this week, the Biden administration will announce new measures, including sanctions that will make it more difficult for hackers to seek cryptocurrency payments in ransomware attacks," according to a report Friday from the Wall Street Journal. This is where things become interesting because we know businesses like Chainalysis and CipherTrace exist. Michael Groninger, the founder of Chainalysis, left the Treasury to lead the company. When Michael witnessed how the cryptocurrency field was trying to integrate into the banking system, he was motivated to launch Chainalysis. He developed the data platform that has formed the cornerstone of Chainalysis products today using his experience managing big data projects for scientists and his crypto knowledge from the industry's early days. After having Chainalysis up and running, Michael returned to the Treasury not long ago, maybe 6 to 8 months ago, and Chainalysis now works for a variety of federal departments as well as exchanges. American Crypto Fed DAO LLC, a Wyoming-based decentralized autonomous organization, DAO, has become one of the first of its kind to legally file and announce its registration with the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, in the United States of America. Now, if we just go into this very briefly here, why is this important? Well, we know DeFi is extremely important. We do know that Gary Gensler and the SEC have stated their intention to put an end to DeFi and seize control of the situation. We're aware that they've threatened to sue Coinbase over their lending platform, so we'll start there. So, how come other systems appear to be able to do so? On the other hand, they are threatening to sue Coinbase for what they were about to do. Wyoming has passed legislation that permits decentralized autonomous organizations and DeFi systems. However, there is a catch. For responsibility and accountability purposes, you must form an LLC that is linked to the decentralized autonomous organization. That's what we're witnessing here, which suggests decentralization isn't all it's cracked up to be. However, it is unlikely that the platform can be constructed to operate in a decentralized fashion without the use of an intermediate. If something is incorrect, malicious, or wrong with the platform, names will be tied to these decentralized autonomous groups, and they will be held accountable. We don't think it's a horrible idea for that reason. After several weeks of voting, a proposal to reduce the XRP ledger's minimum reserve requirement from 20 to 10 XRPs was approved. The protocol demands a particular quantity of tokens to open a new account on the ledger in order to protect against spam and other harmful attempts. If the network's trustworthy validators reach an agreement, the reserve requirement can be adjusted. When the price of XRP rises significantly, such modifications are required. In addition, for every object, 2 XRPs will be added to each address's reserve requirement. In late April, Ripple CTO David Schwartz called for a reduction in XRP ledger reserves. While the recently passed amendment reduces the cost of opening a new account by twofold, insufficient prerequisites may increase the risk of a denial of service attack. Ripple tweeted this on September 19. Did you know that we're piloting technology for central banks to issue and manage CBDCs? In case you missed it, read how CBDCs can provide central banks with a flexible, secure solution for exploring digital currencies. Ripple is testing a private version of the open-source XRP ledger, which gives central banks a secure, controlled, and flexible way to issue and administer digital currencies. New central bank digital currencies, CBDC, are destined to develop, with over 80% of central banks actively exploring some sort of sovereign-backed cryptocurrency. Each new CBDC will have its own aims, driven by the country's distinct market issues and possibilities, resulting in a variety of technologies and implementations that will leave the world with a variety of CBDC solutions. When you view this as a reminder, you have to question yourself, isn't this, to a large extent, what everything is about? We believe Ripple is being sued over XRP because they have already accomplished their purpose. As a result, they're testing a private ledger for central banks to use when they launch their digital currencies. We truly believe that, and you and we both know it to be true to a large extent. But, in the meantime, we know that Gary Gensler's aim at the moment is to completely dominate the entire digital asset industry. They could tuck them into the already existing structure for securities and make a few adjustments and issuances to account for the fact that these tokens have some use and so fall under the SEC's jurisdiction. They can then say, you know what, there's a lot less risk here if we call the majority of this market securities, and proceed to let things roll from there, with everything flowing through a dealer-broker network and so on. However, as you are aware, we will have to wait and see what transpires. Coming to the headline, SEC denies Freedom of Information ACT. What's it all about, and how is it going to affect the whole space? Let's find out. Empower Oversight requested correspondence between SEC officials and their present and former employers in a detailed FOIA request to the SEC. William Hinman, a senior SEC official, purportedly participated in the SEC's regulation of cryptocurrencies from May 2017 to December 2020 while getting millions of dollars from his old company, the law firm Simpson Thacker. Simpson Thacker is a member of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, a trade group whose goal is to promote enterprise Ethereum adoption. While working for the SEC, Hinman decided that the Ethereum cryptocurrency, Ether, was not a security, causing its value to skyrocket. The SEC later sued Ripple, one of Ethereum's competitors, claiming that its cryptocurrency, XRP, was security. Shortly after, the value of XRP plunged by 25%. Hinman rejoined Simpson Thacker as a partner after leaving the SEC in December 2020. Mark Berger, the head of the SEC division that launched the XRP action, also left the SEC for Simpson Thacker. There are also worries about former SEC Chairman Jay Clayton's handling of cryptocurrency issues at the agency. Mr. Clayton, like Mr. Hinman and Ether, declared Bitcoin was not a security while at the SEC, and its value skyrocketed. Mr. Clayton's career at the SEC ended with the filing of the SEC's case against Ripple. Mr. Clayton joined One River Asset Management, a cryptocurrency hedge fund focusing solely on Bitcoin and Ether, after leaving the SEC. Do you invest in XRP? If you want to continue to know about XRP, we have got 2 more videos waiting for you on the end screen to check out. Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Before heading out, kindly note that prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered as financial advice. Do conduct your own due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.